just registered that. All right. Look to the person to your left. Now look to the person to your right. How much do you know about the person seated next to you? Do you know their favorite color? Do you know their favorite food? Do you know that they're not an alien, reptilian alien who shapeshift and turn into a human being so they can manipulate us and use our emotions to feed their being? One of the essential questions you need to know people, you've got to make sure that you know that about your friends. That's one of the first things that David Icke probably would have asked one of his friends. David Icke is a man who popularized this conspiracy theory about aliens. And basically it says that we are here and we are controlled by reptilian aliens that walk amongst us, and control our every move. They control us from the moon, obviously, and they can either control people, they can transform into people, or they can just live amongst us and manipulate us, kind of just being around us. So you're probably sitting there like, well, I don't believe that, I'm skeptical, that's weird. Well, there's plenty of truth to prove that this is reality. First of all, David Icke has cited hundreds and hundreds of people who have personal accounts of actually seeing aliens in real life. Imagine being in the mall, this is one of the most popular ones, and just looking at a human being and seeing them transformed into a reptile before your very eyes. Pretty cool. And obviously, that's the most reliable and credible source of proof that you can find. Personal accounts. I mean, plus, they put it on the internet. Everything on the internet is true. So, and plus, you can't be like, oh, some people might be like, oh, maybe they're crazy, maybe they're seeing things. Of course not. Maybe they're on drugs, there's no way. Like I said, it's on the internet. Of course it's true. So, there's other proof besides the personal accounts that you can find. One of those being things in history. How many times has there been instances in history where there's reptiles popping up all over the place? Like, for instance, medieval times, there were the dragons. It could have been their own interpretation of how they viewed these reptilians in their society. Then there's also tons of family crests that were some form of reptile. And one of my favorite instances, and one of the ones that was kind of really interesting, was the Bible itself. Think about the Adam and Eve story. There's a snake in there, and it talks. I don't know about you, but I haven't seen many talking snakes. Just a couple, but only a few. And so, like, it makes sense that that might have been a reptilian alien that had talked to those two people. So another interesting one also, along with that, is almost every ancient polytheistic religion had a snake or like a reptilian god with humanoid features to them. And finally, there's evidence in today's society right in front of us. Obama is an alien. I know that may come as a shock to you, but there's some really interesting proof of it. For instance, there's an actual picture online of Obama with scales on the side of his neck. And obviously that couldn't have been photoshopped because we don't have that capability today. And then there's also the fact that he hasn't shown his birth certificate. Aliens don't give out birth certificates. Proof. And finally, one of the most famous instances of proof is from his childhood. There's a picture where there's a strange discoloration on his knee. Kids don't get bruises on their knees. There's no way that that's what that's from. Obviously it's scales, and obviously he's a reptile. So now you're probably sitting there like, huh, I guess I do believe in aliens. This is interesting. And you're probably like, well, I don't know how I feel about them controlling us and manipulating us. Don't worry, it's fair. They created us. They give us an illusion of free will. They let us have conversations, let us have relationships. They're pretty decent overlords if you think about it. There's some awesome things in this world. So I think they're pretty fair leaders. Then there's also, you're probably thinking, well, what should I do with all this information? Well, David Icke would probably tell you that we need to spread the word so that we can have a rebellion, fight back against these guys. Well, the thing is, and he actually informed me of this, these aliens can kill us like this. They know the secrets to our programming, they know how to just end it. So I don't think it'd be good for society if we tried to rise up against them, because then it kind of ruins society. So it's kind of detrimental to the whole, like, liberate us thing. So I'm going to advocate a thing that I think would help us, both societies. I think that human beings and these aliens should try to get along, try to cooperate. So they're from a different planet. There's differences all over the place. Just look at Disney's Lilo and Stitch. They're from completely different planets, and they get along great. The story is amazing, and they love each other like family. Awana means family, regardless if you're from another country or another planet. So instead of fighting back against these alien creatures, I think that we should just open our arms to them and be like, you know what, you're different, that's okay, I don't mind. You can transform into your reptilian form, even though it could be 6 to 12 feet tall, according to David Ikes. And I'd be fine with it, because there's different people, different things, and we might as well work together if we're all on the same planet. So in my opinion, and if anyone's out there and an alien, I just want to let you know that it's okay you're an alien. I'm cool with that, and honestly, I'd love to be friends with you. I think it'd be interesting. So for everyone else out there who's human, I think we should all follow suit and maybe learn a lesson or two and cooperate with our alien counterparts. Thank you.